So I put this part of the course together, the glossary of terminology, because we've been talking a lot of acronyms and CI/CD, DevOps, and I wanted to make sure that I captured that in one slide or slides so that you have a reference if you need to look at it later in time. So let's look at some of the terminologies we have used so far. So digital transformation, we said, is a migration of legacy application, which means they're sitting on a mainframe and they have been moved from on-premise to the cloud. On the cloud, we talked about there are many cloud providers out there, but we talked about three major cloud providers like the Azure, Microsoft Azure, Amazon, AWS, and GCP from Google. So we talked about what is public cloud. So public cloud, these are kind of services or the infrastructure offered by the cloud provider, but everything is shared by other organizations. Anyone who has access can access their part of the overall cloud, but each one customer on that public cloud cannot see each other's. Is secure from the cloud provider's perspective, but we're all sharing the common computing services that the cloud provider provides. On the other hand, private cloud is that the same thing as we said about the public cloud, but there's no one else out there. It's just you as one organization working with the cloud provider, and therefore you're paying a little bit more because it's almost like the cloud provider is doing one-on-one kind of a data center for you, so they charge you more, and that's what's called private cloud. And then we talked about the three different levels of cloud computing architecture. So infrastructure as a service is all about having the servers, the storage, networking, all that is provided by the cloud provider. So you just need to put your operating system and applications and data on it. The other one is platform as a service, where you've got everything that the IaaS has. On top of that, they give you everything else around as well. So all you need to do is just basically put your application and your data. It's more complete environment. You have less to do. But if the organization wants to do nothing, then software as a service, SaaS, is a cloud-based service. The cloud provider does everything for you. All you do is log in and use it, and you pay for that. So these are different cloud architecture we talked about. And pipelines is something we talked about, pipelines and these two as well. Pipelines, a set of automated process that allows the Agile team or the Scrum team to have a way of developing some code, testing it, making sure there are no issues, no defects. And then if everything goes through all the security, vulnerability testing, it gets deployed to the environment. And the environment could be dev, could be QA, could be UAT, etc. Part of the pipelines, it is broken into two parts. The first part of the pipeline is the continuous integration, set of process that makes sure that whatever you have developed has been compiled properly, there are no defects, and has not broken what was there before. So that's the first part. The second part, continuous deployment, is to take that, now deploy that to the environment that you have intended for. So it could be dev, could be QA, could be UAT. So pipeline, continuous integration, continuous deployment are all together. They pretty much are kind of like a group. And then the last thing is we just talked about is DevOps, which is the way of ability to have the developers and operations working as one team instead of two different teams, which happens today in the traditional waterfall method. But if you're agile and you're doing this kind of cloud computing, you really want to move into this DevOps where you have integrated the developers and the operations as one team. So this is some of the acronyms that we have used as part of this course, the digital transformation. So here you have this kind of summarized kind of acronyms listed here and what they mean.